laying beliefs on top of what's already there without first dismantling what's going on in your psyche and your subconscious is like ignoring a wound that you need to heal. You can put makeup over the wound to make it look a little bit nicer, and you're not going to be able to tell that it's there, but that's only going to last for a while, and eventually it's going to get infected. Hello, my loves! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. My name is Lorena. I'm a somatic self-concept and manifestation coach, and I support women to shift their identity, step into a new self-concept, embody a new state of being sustainably so that you can align with the reality that you truly desire in your life and make it manifest into your physical circumstances. We're basically bridging the gap between who you currently are and who you desire to be or become. If you like this type of content, then please subscribe to my channel and switch on the notifications so you don't miss any future uploads and videos. And if you like this particular video, then please leave a like for that as well. I also invite you to check out the links in the description box below, where you can find a bunch of free resources. So whether you are new on a manifestation and self-concept journey, or whether you are ready to find a different way because maybe you just want to accelerate the progress you've made, or you want to find a new way because what you've been doing hasn't been fully working, then you can find all of that in the description box below. If you want to dive even deeper and you want to be coached by me, you want to really get this journey going, and you want to join my coaching program, then you can find information for that in the description box below as well. Today's video is about a topic that really bugs me a little bit because a lot of people are taught to change their self-concept through affirmations. And I have a problem with that, and I want to share with you why and what I suggest you to do instead so that it really lands within you, that you really feel different, that you really transform, that you really become this new version of yourself. And let's first start by defining self-concept, by even saying what that is. What is your self-concept? And if you're here all the time, feel free to skip ahead and skip this particular chapter of the video. But your self-concept is basically the concept you have of yourself, how you see yourself, who you perceive yourself to be, how you show up in the world, the energy you carry yourself with, the embodiment you hold, how you walk around in the world. And it's important because your self-concept, your self-perception, your self-identity directly impacts the reality you experience. And that's because how you feel about yourself and who you perceive yourself to be impacts how you feel about other people, how you see other people, how you think other people see you, what you see as possible for yourself, how you see the world, how you show up and how you carry yourself, how confident you are in who you are, how true you are to yourself, how magnetic you are, and so much more. Now, because of all this, it's probably pretty clear that your self-concept is incredibly important for you to consciously manifest a different reality, because it is the basis for the reality that you create and that you live from. But here's the thing. A lot of self-concept content is aimed at changing your mindset and at using affirmations and similar techniques in order to change the thoughts that you have about yourself. So you're often encouraged to think differently with the assumption that that will automatically also change the way you are perceived, and that will change the way that you show up, and that will change the way you behave. But it doesn't do that. You're encouraged to use different words and replace the beliefs that you may have about yourself, but you're not really encouraged to connect to what's actually going in within your psyche. Now, affirmation-based manifestation techniques have become wildly popular. Now, even when I first started my manifestation journey, affirmations were a big thing, so I tried it too. So I'm not speaking from a perspective of telling you this is not the way without having tried it. I did try it, and it didn't work for me. That is not to say I didn't manifest things, I did. But I'll tell you why it didn't work for me ultimately, and what did work for me, and what I ultimately now teach my clients and what I do myself. But I first want to talk a little bit about why affirmations based techniques have become so popular. And this is obviously just a theory. This is just my perception and speculation. I'm not 100% certain this is why it's grown so much, but I think it's because it's so simple. If I tell you that you only have to say this affirmation 1,000 times, that is much more appealing to you than me telling you that we're going to go into the depths of your psyche and we're going to face your fears and we're going to work through your childhood trauma. Who wants to do that? Nobody wants to do that. It's not fun to face your darkness. It's not fun to be with emotions that feel so difficult to be with. That's why I'm such a big believer in coaching, because you don't need coaching to get a list of affirmations. I'm sure you can make a list of affirmations yourself. But you do need support in integrating the core aspects of your psyche. Like having that skilled coaching support is really, really important and really, really helpful when you're working with heavy emotions. But of course, if there's this quick fix, seemingly quick fix of, oh, you only need to say these affirmations 1,000 times, yeah, that's simple. That's much more preferable. And I didn't want to do the deeper work when I started my journey. I thought manifestation was a great way to avoid feeling these heavy emotions and doing the deeper work, to be honest. So it sounded great to me, especially if you're told that it's going to work after X amount of days and your self-concept will naturally change without you needing to do anything if you only listen to this affirmations tape for the next 30 nights, or you repeat these affirmations X amount of times per day. And I'm not betting on this. I'm really not. I think if you enjoy listening to affirmations tapes at night, or you enjoy saying them to yourself throughout the day, definitely do it. I do understand why it's soothing. And I like to listen to sleep meditations myself from time to time. Like, there's absolutely nothing wrong with any of these techniques, but just understand that on their own, they will not change your self-concept. It doesn't just magically happen just because you tell yourself some words or you listen to some words from somebody else. And this is so important because I so often speak to people who are surprised that they've been doing all this work, meaning they have been reciting affirmations, or they have been meditating every night, or they have been listening to affirmation tapes, or they've been visualizing every night. And they're surprised that they still have these old beliefs and that they still experience the circumstances that they're experiencing, the undesirable circumstances they're experiencing. And it's not that surprising. It's not that you're doing something wrong. It's just that on its own doesn't change your self-concept. It doesn't change your state. It doesn't change your reality. It's important that you're aware of this and that you're not relying on these techniques as the only solution. Because there's a reason there's so many people in the manifestation space that are trapped in a cycle for months and months, sometimes years and years, trying to manifest the same thing, sometimes for many years. It's breaking my heart thinking about this. And I think it's because the message that they're told is that it should be so simple and so easy. And that's just not fully accurate, and it just then makes you feel like you're doing something wrong, and that's just not the case. You can tell if you still have your old beliefs or some residue old beliefs, if you still experience the same patterns and circumstances in your reality, if you still have similar reactions to the circumstances in your reality, if people don't treat or perceive you differently, if you've been listening to how worthy you are to these affirmations, or you've been telling yourself that, but in your waking life you feel unworthy, or you make decisions that speak to low self-worth or that reaffirm low self-worth. If you have tried to affirm for a new self-concept, but you still feel the way you felt before, sometimes even worse, you're not doing anything wrong. It's just that nobody has told you that only relying on affirmations to change your self-concept is oversimplified. Because your self-concept is not just what you consciously know and see yourself as. It's the ego identity that you unconsciously cling on to. We all do this. We all have this. If you are alive, you have an ego, you have an identity that you are clinging on to. We all do. And it's not a problem. We just need to know how to work with it. Your subconscious is subconscious, which means it's not consciously known. It's also very complex. There are many parts of your psyche that you haven't met yet, or that you're not aware of, or that you don't know fully yet. After all these years, I am still constantly surprised with the things that come to the surface from my subconscious when I move through my own process, through the process that I have created for changing your self-concept. When I do this myself, every time I'm still like, whoa, I didn't know this was here. And to be honest, when I'm in sessions with clients, I have no idea what's going to come up. There's a lot of curiosity in this because their subconscious can surprise me too, just as much as it surprises them. And as a coach, I really pride myself in being able to hold, support, and guide my clients no matter what they bring to me, because sometimes it's dark stuff. Laying beliefs on top of what's already there without first dismantling what's going on in your psyche and your subconscious is like ignoring a wound that you need to heal. You can put makeup over the wound to make it look a little bit nicer, and you're not going to be able to tell that it's there, but that's only going to last for a while, and eventually it's going to get infected. So don't only rely on affirmations to change your self-concept. Use them if they're fun for you, as a support tool. Enjoy them. They don't change your self-concept. Now, what does change your self-concept? Well, your self-concept is not just made out of thought. It's also how you feel in your body, your habitual state of being, the go-to state of your nervous system. It's the identity you've been programmed to live from in your past. And because of this, my method for changing your self-concept is very holistic. So mindset is also an element with how I teach you this, but no mindless affirming. No outsourcing your power by relying on techniques. Changing your mindset is just a supportive tool for the deeper subconscious work that we are doing. You're getting to change your state of being through body, mind, and spirit. It's a combination of all three. Because not only does that not burn you out, it does not exhaust you. Because who wants to say 1,000 affirmations per day for the rest of their life? It's also going to make sure that the changes in your psyche, in your consciousness, in your subconscious last long term. That the manifestations that you will experience in your reality stay. Let me know what your opinion on affirmations is, or what your experience is with them. Have you tried them? Do you like them? Do you resonate with what I just shared with you? I would love to hear, and I'll see you again next week.